Okay, so here we are, and we'll start with Tim Cartwright said that for a change, Frank was right when he said we will have a good attendance, and here we are. So it's wonderful to see you all here, and welcome to HTC23. We hope that's a first in a tradition, and it's really rewarding and a wonderful feeling. So those of you who know me from previous presentation know that I cannot have a presentation without going back a couple of years. So I will not take you 2,000 years back, but will take you almost 40 years back. It's always important to know how we got here. So in '86, we had the first deployment of Condor, or what we call HD Condor today. In '96, I formulated the concept of high throughput computing. And in '05, we founded the OSG Consortium. And in '06, we established here in Madison the Center for High Throughput Computing. And in 2020, in the middle of this pandemic, we got the partnership for advanced throughput computing path funded by the NSF. And here we are today, 2023, with our first throughput computing event. And it's definitely rewarding to see how the term throughput computing turned into mainstream as we progressed over, yes, almost 2 generations. But that's what it takes, and I hope we all recognize that we have to be patient as we are trying to accomplish, whether it's our vision or our dreams. So this is part of the PASS proposal, and it is all about distributed high throughput computing. But what I really want to stress here as a key concept of what we did so far and what I hope we are moving towards in the future is the translational effort. We have been using the term translational in our work for quite a number of years. And here it is in our proposal that we submitted in 2020. And the important part of the translational framework is that we take innovation from the laboratory and then deploy it in the locale and then bring it into the hands of users. And we have here today individuals that are representing all 3 elements of this translational process. And as you know so well, we always encourage and request and beg for the feedback loop, because the way that we can innovate is only if we have continuous feedback from the locale, from the deployment, and from the users. So this is extremely powerful, and I would argue that we are where we are today because we follow this approach, and you may hear more and more the word translational coming out of different places, including inside the Beltway in Washington. So we established PASS as an integral part of the NSF advanced cyber infrastructure. And as you saw in the display, that is the original slide as presented by the former director of the Office of Advanced Cyber Infrastructure, is that, A, we were first there, which I must admit that I was pretty surprised. And the second one is that we are there as an HTC service to the community as part of this amazing, powerful investment of NSF that also includes the CC Star sites that are another important part of who we are and what we do in the throughput computing arena. But what I want to make sure that we internalize and make a cornerstone of our message that throughput computing is about scaling out. And when you scale out, what really makes us special is the rate at which we handle jobs. So to give you sort of a feeling, just on the OS pool, and it doesn't include all the other pools that are in our ecosystem, just the open science pool, we handled in 1 month 18 million jobs. That translates to 600,000 a day, if I did my math correctly, and goes down all the way to 7 jobs a second. So we are running the OS pool at 7 hertz, sustained over a month. That is a lot of handling. You will hear later about the Event Horizon Telescope work that used the OS pool. They did 5 million projections. That is the unit that we have to deal with and to focus and to realize, what did I do now? I closed, I pushed there. Sorry, okay, it's all my fault. The heart of all this is what we call now the access point. The access point is what is handling this rate of jobs, but the access point is also what enables us to do the federation, because it allows us to provide the researcher not only access to the OS pool, but also access to the PASS facility, you will hear more about it, and all these other resources. That includes the large facilities that NSF is funding. By the way, to give you just a feeling about rates, recently a significant facility in the NSF ecosystem was turned off after 6 years, and they were proud to announce that they executed 11 million jobs in 6 years. So that's what makes the difference between throughput computing and all these other computing. Now, we enable federation of capacity And that is another part of what makes throughput computing so special and different, that in the OS pool, the contribution during the month of June came from 50 institutions that were operating 70 sites. That is, to me at least, impressive. At the same time, as we are moving forward with the OSDF, we have today, according to the spreadsheet that Derek sent me last night, I concluded that we are federating 160 data sets today. Frank claims that I'm a little bit overselling, and it may be more 140 or 135. But the important thing is that it is a significant number, and we are growing in the number of data sets that we federate. And once again, scaling up out on the job means also rate of file transfer, right? Because we have to go to all these institutions, we have to go to all these sites. And if you look at the OSDF, again, if I believe in Derek, if you disagree with the numbers, Derek is sitting there, is that we end up with 1 billion, sorry, 1 billion file transfers in 2022, which puts us at 32 hertz of file transfers. That is our challenge. How do we sustain and improve on that? And if you look just in our little OS pool, we had there in 1 month 320 million file transfers, which gives me, if I got, now you can blame me, is 120 hertz of files. So that's what throughput computing is, and that's what we have to do more and better. So as part of the past proposal, in our broader impact, we talked about democratization. And you will hear from Frank that will follow me about our need to bring in the talent that is out there. And today, NSF, and we have a session about the democratization of access, is committed to this report about the missing million and sees cyber infrastructure. And as you saw, we are part of it. And we always believe that throughput computing, in the way that we bring resources together and that we make them accessible through our access point, is a significant factor in the democratization. So I will leave you with this slide that in, again, June 2023, we had 236 researchers who placed jobs on to be executed on the OS pool. They represented 90 projects. So can we do more? Can we do better? Can we do different to scale out on the adoption? If I take you back to the proposal, the past proposal, and I think you will see the vision of OSG coming from Frank, the emphasis is also on the adoption of throughput computing. And there is significant opportunity here, both in diversity, we can talk more about it, but I would like you to spend some of this week thinking about this question. So once again, welcome. It's wonderful to have you all here. And I wish us all a productive week.